All right, welcome, my friends. We are here with a bit of an impromptu doubleheader here for you, as Ren has found herself unfortunately ill. Get get well soon, my friend. And so me and Billy are gonna pop in here, take a little bit of the action here from the Astrantia versus Tryhardts matchup. This is another quarterfinals matchup here in the CCO Winter Showcase playoffs. Billy, thanks for joining me here for round two.
Oh, absolutely. Ren, my dear sweetheart, my BB, please get back.
We are here on Ilios. Looks like Tryhardts starting us off with a little bit of Orisa Hog coming out of the gate. They're going to have Fnatic on the Ashe with Salt on the Pharah. We're getting Orisa Hog out of Astrantia as well. They're going to be bringing us McCree and Hanzo to put that hurt down. Both teams clashing around the well here. Slay's trying to get some long distance arrows in, poking and prodding, see if they could find an early pick here. Salt's up in the skies, not getting too aggressive with it yet, just kind of hanging back above the safety of his team, dropping some rockets down, trying to control the positioning here, maybe perhaps look for a boop with that concussion blast. So far, no success just yet. He's eating some damage coming from those long range. You do have McCree and a Hanzo down there looking for him. But he's carefully playing his quarter down. Slays has gone down super low. Ataxia coming up with that Ant Matrix online, even Ant Matrix online on the side of Tryhardts as well. They do have that barrage online and available to go. Oh, that is from Astrantia, excuse me. The sides are flipped there on your screen. Let's get that fixed directly. Now we've got the correct labels above your teams. In the end, it is Tryhardts coming up with first possession. They've got some capture percentage going up in their favor.
I mean, good ingress right there. You know, there wasn't much in the way of frags to take that first point. It was just more about point presence. And, you know, the side of Astrantia not willing to lose their members and letting them have the point to take it off the point there.
And they do still have some pressure coming down. You got Salt on that far, barrage ready to go, and they've got Tryhardts backed up in this corner. That barrage is going to go ahead and come out. Lamp comes out, though. Great Lamp coming out of Ataxia to keep that team alive through that ultimate. But in the end, Blackest Beast moves in to get a kill. Oh, but Fnatic responds with a nice Bob, and that Bob is going to hold strong. Reset coming through from Tryhardts, and Astrantia coming up with some capture percentage.
Yeah, absolutely nutty little barrage there from Salt. You know, he didn't necessarily get all the frags that he wanted to, but he got enough pressure for his team to go in there and go ahead and clean up. And then a very well-placed Bob from Fnatic sealed the deal for them. Quick little res coming from Venus the Saber onto Salt. I thought Salt was actually going to fall in the well from where he fell in the sky.
Oof. Well, they're going to open up with some trades here, but Blackest is going to tilt the balance in their favor with a nice hook onto the Baptiste. And then we're getting a res coming through on the side of Astrantia. So 6v4 here in their favor as they're looking to defend this objective. Another great hook comes out. Blackest coming through with a big pick onto the Orisa. And they are going to hold strong. They've got both those tank ultimates online and ready to go. They'll be coming up on a Valk not too far behind that. But look at all the ults online here for Tryhardts.
I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be an alt fest coming in here. You know, and Blackest Beast on the Roadhog actually was a teammate of mine on Team Canada for the North American Cup. So I know his off tank and his tanking is absolutely top notch.
Well, they're showing it off here so far. He's got that whole hog online ready to go. Trying to hook somebody into the pit. They're just able to back out of range. Their Blackest Beast is the man in question. They're just able to back out of range of that hook. He's going to use that Orisa still trying to push forward. He does have that ultimate online once again, but he gets hooked himself. Blackest Beast returns the favor, puts Nebula into the pit. But Muslim's answers right back, trading out for their Ashe. And Blackest Beast goes down at the hands of the Cowboy, cursed with that Deadeye coming online as we speak. And it does look like Tryhardts have gotten this thing flipped right back over. Now we're getting an Ant Matrix coming out from the other side. Astrantia looking to hold this thing. Curse chip down to as low as 6 health. But Immortality field there, able to keep Astrantia topped off as they were chipped down super low as well. Sliceloft coming through with a big boop. Able to find the final blow onto Smater. And it is going to be Tryhardts coming up with control here. What a back and forth brawl. This is just an absolute slugfest here on Ilios.
Absolutely. I think they marshaled their ultimates and decided they were going to go in with a Y push. And, you know, they didn't blow everything, though. So, you know, they got very good value for their ultimate economy there. Massive. Here comes the Dragons in.
Yeah, it's I thought it was going to be right on top of him. Fortunately for the members of Astrantia, they had the room to back up into that little room opposite of Mega. Oh, but a good hook and subsequent storm arrows come out. Great combo coming out of Tryhardts, and they're going to find that kill. Salt trying to counter back with a barrage of his own. Does find the kill onto the hog, but he gives his life in the process. And now the overtime wick is a burning. Astrantia trying to storm in here, but it is storm arrows of Slays that come up with the goods and are going to get them the first round here on Elios.
A back and forth battle there. Astrantia had it up to 78%. They had given up the point. This is a back and forth battle. I think right now I think the tank battle goes to Tryhardts, but I think the DPS battle actually goes to Tryhardts. So let's see if they can kind of clean up what they're doing. Maybe get a little bit more focus fire onto those weakened people, because there's a lot of people going down to like 6 health, like you said. Whew.
Yeah,
by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, just barely able to escape. We are getting some swaps from Tryhardts as they're coming back in. Slay's going over to the Widowmaker here as we're going into Ruins. Nebula onto the Sigma. And they're going to put their toes onto the objective first. Members of Astrantia looking to path around over by Coastline Mega here. You can see Doom taking this off angle. Blackest Beast swept, making that one swap for them as he's on over to the Doomfist. Or Fanatics, excuse me. And he had worked his way around over to this off angle. Ant Matrix comes out, though, to defend against him, and Curse strikes right back, drawing first blood here in this engagement. Nobody with control just yet. The toe of the Orisa on the side of Astrantia, able to keep this thing countered back, able to keep him from picking it up, but he goes down. Slays is going to go ahead and drop an early tact visor, an early infrastrike, excuse me. And with that, finds the nice shot onto the Mercy. Tryhardts threatening to get this thing picked up. They haven't quite got it yet. Okay, as I speak, they get it flipped over. Capture percentage going in their favor. Slays still just an absolute shooting gallery here on this Widowmaker. Trying to find that May. May had done some work onto Nebula. He was able to escape into the comfort of his Mercy there. Tryhardts holding on to the objective here so far.
I mean... Salt on the May is absolutely creating havoc for the side of Tryhardts, and the engagements are going his way pretty much. Also threatening Slays on the Widowmaker.
We're getting a lot of damage coming out early, but it is Smater the first to fall. We are getting, as that Supercharger comes out on the side of Tryhardts as they're looking to stay on this aggression, hold on to this point. Salt is countering back on that May, but kills come out the other way, answering right back. May forced to ice block out. Rez coming through here for Tryhardts. They get their Cowboy back in battle, and they are once again in full control. 52% and counting on the board. A couple of ultimates online to boot.
I mean, Blackest Beast invested his whole hog there, thinking that he could get around the Sigma. Sigma uses his accretion there and just absorbed all of that damage. There's nothing that Blackest does.
Slays opens up with a nice headshot here early. They do get that res. That does mean that cooldown is obviously not available here for a bit. Blizzard online. That's a great res. Wanting to get that May back into the battle here. They'll throw up a nice wall to block the Deadeye coming out of Curse. Good awareness coming out of Salt on the main. He's going to go ahead and counter back with the Blizzard. That Orisa does have for it online, ready to go, so she's not frozen. Fnatic able to work around, find a kill onto that Widowmaker, excuse me, picking off that Sniper. Oh, but Curse is going to jump right into the back line, trying to answer back here for Tryhardts. Already took out the Baby Diva, trying to turn his attention onto the Mercy. Can they deny the res? He does not deny a res, but he does find the pick. But you still have the 2 DPS on the side of Astrantia here, trying to make something happen. His overtime wick is starting to burn. That May and that McCree are in there putting down some hurt, trying to keep that Orisa topped off, trying to keep that Orisa in this fight. In the end, it's not going to be enough. The overwhelming reinforcements are there for Tryhardts, and they will take this map. 1-0 lead here in our quarterfinals.
I mean, that was absolutely nutty coming from Tryhardts there. Keeping the Orisa up in the middle of all that aggression, Ataxia, you got to throw it out there. The immortality fields that he was throwing and the Ant Matrixes that he was doing, just absolutely brilliant. As you can see right here. Nutty plays from attacks. Subs coming in for the side of Tryhardts. Lancelot's going to come in for Sly Sloth. And then Psycho's going to come in for Smater. Tekken's going to come in for Gato. And Juicy's going to come in for Blackest on the side of Astrantia.
And that one kind of a pleasure to cast with you, my friend.
Woo!
And I do appreciate you joining us here in our bonus game of our surprise doubleheader.
Surprise!
We are getting Astrantia on the defense here, showing us a little Orisa Hog start us off. They're going to have Fnatic on the Sniper and the Widowmaker, Salt on the Junkrat. On the side of the offense, we're getting Orisa Sigma coming out of Tryhardts here as they look to push in through the choke. Looks like they're just going to try to go right up the middle. Don't seem to be trying to veer one way or another. Oh, and kills just light up on both sides. Astrantia coming up with 3, but Tryhardts answering right back with 2 of their own, and that Junkrat super low in the back. Astrantia's going to go ahead and come up with a res, and they will have a 2-man advantage here on the defense. On that, it does look like we are getting a reset coming out of Tryhardts. Soft reset. Oh, a nice flick shot coming out of Curses. He does as a grapple shot, rather. Finds the head of Venus. And with the big opening pick onto the Mercy, it is full steam ahead. Curses is going to turn his attention onto that Orisa. Finds the dome of our favorite horse hero. And with 3 quick picks, they strike right back. And they have got a great presence on this point. Just Salt and Fnatic left. They are quickly disposed of. Sit back to spawn. And we will get point A coming through for Tryhardts.
You know, we just said that they were all measured and, pokey, and, trying to figure out what... Nah, there's none of that here.
No, they completely proved us wrong there on that one.
Thanks, guys!
Tryhardts decided more aggression was exactly what the doctor ordered, and it did indeed get them a great time. They have 5.5 minutes as they look to come into point B. Infrasights dropped on their way in. Coming up on an Ant Matrix here as they turn the corner, coming out of caves. Look to aggress right onto the objective. Seiko chip down really low, and they lose Orisa. Their main tank drops. Hog is now caught in the back, and Dragon's going to come out to prevent his escape. Ant Matrix coming out on the side of the offense as well, and Tryhardts look to be in full control here. Salt looking to counter right back, though. Has himself a good tire. Manages to find the pick onto that Sigma, and then turns his attention onto Slays on the Hanzo. The Hanzo goes down. The Hog loses the duel back into the caves, but Salt right back in there trying to get some revenge. He's going to come up with a pick. Lancelot falls on the way out. And Astrantia holding strong here despite a great opening effort here on the side of Tryhardts.
Absolutely, and I don't think that I think Ataxia kind of held their Ant Matrix a little bit too long. I think they were waiting to see what kind of ingress it would be coming into it. But as we say that, here we go again, straight into Bangagon, get it on the top.
Yeah, once again, Tryhardts wasting no time as they just come right up the middle, right back in here. They've got a Gravitic Flux online. Valkyrie getting popped as we speak. Oh, and the Hog goes down. They find the great pick onto that Roadhog who was holding his ultimate. Here comes the Ant Matrix on the side of the offense. Once again, Ataxia throwing one down. See if it can do the difference maker, be the difference maker for his teammates. They're trying to push in. That Gravitic Flux coming out as well, but Salt able to use mines and leap himself out of the danger of that ultimate. On the other end, Coalescence coming back out on the front line as Dragons go across the back line of the defense. Astrantia trying to hold on here. That Dragons did find the kill onto that Moira, and the 2 DPS come in from behind and find the pick onto that Orisa as well. Mercy, in the meantime, did manage to find the res, so 2 healers on the side of Astrantia here on the defense, and Salt on that Junkrat has his tire online. He's trying to get something done, but his teammates are falling all around him. Curse turns his attention down, and he cannot survive the attention of that Doomfist, cannot survive that aggression, and yet another Ant Matrix coming out on the side of Ataxia, and it looks like that will be the difference maker. 1 tick picked up, 2 ticks picked up. Curse is going to go ahead and invest that Meteor Strike down, and his Slays coming up with the goods on the Hanzo, finding the kills before they can even set foot on point. And with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in the time bank, Tryhardts find that point B and 2 points on the board here on Temple of Anubis. We do have Orisa Sigma here coming in on the defense for Tryhardts. They're looking to hold point A. On the side of the offense, looks like we're going to get a little bit of Rhine Sigma. So an interesting variation on the double barrier composition here. And they're going to keep Fnatic on that Doomfist. Salt over onto the Hanzo. So a lot of damage potential here on the side of the offense. Astrantia trying to push in far left by Mega. And that Moira actually coming up with first pick. Doomfist doing the majority of the damage. Moira getting the final blow. Doomfist goes down in the process with the res coming through, and they have a 6v5 advantage here as they're trying to push out of Mega. Good halt coming in, but Ryan able to get his shield up. Some good shield management. He's got plenty of it left, but it gets whittled down pretty fast. Immortality Field comes out on the defense here as they're trying to come out of their hole and see if they can find some kills here. ZF Slays is going to be the first to draw blood, though, as he was off in the back, able to hold off that Doomfist, finds the first pick onto Fnatic. He falls back into the comfort of the rest of his team behind that Orisa shield. One man down. Astrantia still looking to push in here. They're going to go ahead and throw Coalescence into the mix, but here comes that Deadeye out of Slays. And Juicy! Juicy goes down to the shots. The Cowboy Healer finding the kills. Now he turns his attention onto that Doomfist with a nice stun. He does find the final blow. What a great play coming out of Slays with the 180 flashbang. Able to pick off that Doomfist. And on the back of this, it's going to be a good hold coming out of Tryhardts. Finding that exit kill on Assault here. A few ultimates online ready to go.
I mean, aggression is the key here, right? And, you know,
certainly seems to be.
Yeah, Mercy Reses are actually proving huge in this comp. You know, everybody keeps saying, you know, Mercy's not a good healer, Mercy's not viable. Mercy absolutely is viable, and they are both showing their strength right now.
Well, Astrantia coming back in with 2 of those tank ults online. They got dragons available as well. They're trying to make their way into that mega area, but we got a meteor strike coming out the other way. Put some good hurt down, and you can see their life bars are just dwindling down to nothing, but the healers so far able to keep them topped off. Fnatic is going to go in and drop Saltus down as well. No more damage dealers with that Ant Matrix out. Ataxia able to find 2 kills, the important pick onto that Mercy. And the defense of Tryhardts so far holding strong. Didn't even let him get into mega, but look how many ultimates they spent to do it.
Yeah, they cost them a pretty penny there. I mean, you know, maybe ult management might be a key here for Astrantia to take this first point.
Well, they've got a little under 90 seconds to do it with. They have 5 ults on the board. This is as good as time as ever. I think if they're going to make it happen, now is the time. They're going to go ahead and throw Dragons. They're going to throw Image. It gets stunned out of his Earth Shatter. Juicy forced back. I believe he ate a rock coming out of Nebula as he raised his hammer to the air. Now he's going to go and charge onto the objective in a desperation move as they have found 2 picks. The DPS dealers on the side of Tryhardts got picked off, but Juicy pays for his over-aggression. Goes down, they're going to try to come in and get the res off. That res does manage to get off. Venus with a killer placement. Able to get that res off, and Astrantia has full control over this objective. Wow, man, they swung this thing back the other way here. They were able to use that big ult bank, storm onto that high ground platform, make their way onto the point. They should be able to get point A, barring a miracle retake.
But it cost them everything.
It cost them everything.
It cost them everything.
Good news for Astrantia is that the members of Tryhardts don't have a whole lot of ults in their pocket either. They will be coming up on Supercharger and Ant Matrix, so they got 2 of those damage boosters. I think it's going to be the one they're going to have to be looking out for here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a patience battle here, I think, because if they try to aggress too fast into this, they're just going to get melted down by the Ant Matrix and or the Supercharger.
Juicy once again gets stunned earlier, and here comes that Supercharger out early. Let's see if they're able to find anything with it. The tank line trying to push forward, trying to force them back out of their house. And Malone goes down, holding his own Ant Matrix. Res does come out, but they pay for it. They get the pick onto Venus. Mercy sent back to spawn, and now they're just pursuing this aggression. The kill comes through, back onto that Baptiste, back onto the Reinhardt. No more main tank, no more healers. Fnatic eating a rock coming from Nebula. Great accretion, just barely able to escape with his life there by the skin of his teeth.
But, I mean, if you look it up here again, they got 4 ults so fast on the side of Astrantia. They have 4 ults, almost 5. Huge plays coming in.
Fnatic almost going down at 25 health as he looked to push in. They almost lost him early, but Salt able to counter back, getting a kill onto Ataxia on the other side. So taking that Baptiste out while he's holding the Ant Matrix could be a good pick, and they're going to try to push forward. Accretion comes out. This one not finding any success. Hits nothing but a shield. All right, looks like Astrantia going to open up with those dragons. They're going to try to push in through the front door. Hammer comes out. Does find Ataxia, finds the Torbjorn. Finds Slays on that Torbjorn, who turns around and picks up the kill onto Fnatic. He gets up off the ground and finds the kill onto the Blading Genji. Are you kidding me? And with this Torbjorn Junkrat combo, the defense looks to be holding strong. What a weird composition. But in the end, it's working, and a lot of those ultimates came out of Astrantia, and they found 0 success, no ticks picked up.
No ticks picked up, and you know the Slay swapping off the McCree to the Torbjorn. He's got that turret in a very sneaky spot. I almost had a hard time picking it out until they started aggressing onto the point, and yeah.
Well, he's already got the Molten Core online, but he's not going to have to use it. Curse coming up with a big tire, follows it up with a nice kill using those grenades. And Curse coming up with a big 3K to open things up here. Does go down to Fnatic. Toxia able to get in there and get the revenge kill. Rez coming out, so he's back on his feet. But the ult economy is in favor of the defense here, and just 50 seconds on the clock for Astrantia to make something happen, lest they go down 2-0 in this match.
I mean, they've got to move fast. They're coming up on 30 seconds left to go in the round.
They do have a Gravitic Flux online and ready to go. Not much else to speak of. Ant Matrix coming out on the side of the defense. That Molten Core comes out as well. No kills found, but the members of Astrantia are forced out, forced to try to back out and find coverage, eating more time off that clock. Oh, Salt goes down from a nice shot. They do find that res, and Junkrat overextends and gets taken out. Now that res does come through, a dangerous res at that, but Ataxia and Slays is turning the balance in their favor, turning the tides here as they come up with two big picks. Coalescence comes out on the side of an offense. This is final fight territory. Just 3 seconds on the clock for Astrantia to make something happen here on the offense. But the tire from Cursed looking to shut that down as he picks up 2, and the overtime wick is burning away. Mercy cannot make it back. It is 2-0 Tryhardts here in our quarterfinals matchup.
Absolutely nutty plays coming out from the defense of Tryhardts there. The swap over to the Torbjorn. You know, I was looking for the hammer kill. But the Junkrat Torbjorn defensive combo, who would ever think that would work? But these tires.
Yeah, these tires were absolutely magnificent. Curse coming up big, and a big reason. Tryhardts is up 2-0 as we are going into half. Well, welcome back, my friends. Unfortunately, Billy had to run, so you will have to deal with me solo here for the rest of this match. We are headed into map 3, into Hollywood. We have a few subs coming in. We have Blackest Beast coming back in on that off-tank role there for Tryhardts, with Leon coming in on the DPS role. And then on the other side, we had Tasby coming in for Ataxia in the support role here for, here for Tryhardts. The Blackest Beast sub was for Astrantia.
Attackers incoming in 30.
Here on the defense, it does look like we are getting some Orisa Sigma coming out of Tryhardts. He slips in that main tank role. Slays on the Hanzo with Cursed on the McCree. On the side of the offense, Astrantia, excuse me. I don't know why I have struggled with that name. But they're bringing us some Ryan Zarya here. They're going to have Leon, who just got subbed in, going over to the Ashe. We're going to get Fnatic onto that Genji. Playing everybody's favorite ninja here in his purple Glad uniform. Gates are open. Map 3 has begun. Let's see if Astrantia can bounce back here. They're going on the offense here on Hollywood. Blackest opening up, taking a lot of damage up front and center. See the defense just holding right on that corner, not really playing too far back, but nevertheless they're not able to quite close that distance. And Cursed opening things up with a good pick. Finds the Moira, and that's a big chunk of healing gone. Slays also finds himself a pick. Fnatic able to get a kill and answer back as they trade off in the Shimada brothers duel. But Curse finds that exit pick, finding the head of Blackest Beast, sending the main tank back into spawn. Without their Reinhardt, they are falling back, quickly beating a retreat. Tryhardts looking to find some exit kills here. Curse built up towards that Deadeye already. We're looking at a Supercharger coming up on the side of Tryhardts as well inside the defense. Both support ults online here for Astrantia on the offense as they're looking to come back in. Oh, that Deadeye comes out from the top, and Curse finds himself a pair before going down. And that's an all-important pick onto that Moira, holding that Coalescence. Once again, this attack is shut down. This time before it even really began here. Now, good news is for Astrantia is they were able to find that pick. If they can get back in this, they do have a man advantage. The McCree going down early in that engagement. All right, Cursed has made it back into the battle. We're back at a 6-man defense. There goes that advantage here for Astrantia. They have gone over to an Orisa Sigma of their own, resetting their ult economy. We get an Ant Matrix. I'm sorry, that was an Ant Matrix. No reason to second guess myself. Came out early on the side of the defense. Some Dragons as well. That combines for 3, maybe 4 kills there. Nebula coming up with a good exit pick. Look at this. Slay's just sitting here with this aggressive posturing. Stepping out in front of his shields. The member of Tryhardts push way forward here. We do have both those support ultimates online and ready to go for Astrantias are coming back in on the offense. We got Bob online as well. They're going to go in throw Coalescence in early. That Valkyrie comes out as well, but a Gravitic Flux comes out from the other side. That found several members of both tanks were whittled down below a half. They're trying to get them topped off. That Coalescence coming on the other side. See if they can do anything. See if they can finish them off. It does find the kill onto the Junkrat, but they lose Curse in the process. So trading DPS here. 5v5 on the objective. Leon up on that high ground finds a nice headshot onto Nebula. Oh, but Slays answers right back. Good Dragons coming out, and both Sigmas are down now. Oh, Rez comes out on the side of the offense, but Lancelot picks off the main tank. As Orisa is sent back to spawn. Fnatic going to go and throw a tire in this thing. See if he can tilt the balance. On the side of Astrantia on the offense, it finds the kill onto the Moira. Is it going to be enough? You just have Wrecking Ball in Orisa and Baptiste left here for the defense. Tryhardts doing their best to try to hold. Curse gets killed before he can even come out of the hallway. Ant Matrix comes out on the side of the defense. But we get the Coalescence coming out from Astrantia. That lamp is there. A nice toss across the objective coming from Lancelot to keep his Orisa alive. Rez coming through onto Fnatic, who had gone down trying to pursue that kill. And through all of this chaos, no ticks picked up just yet. And you just heard Athena say just 30 seconds and now 23 left on the clock. Astrantia going to go ahead and throw their supercharger down. Valken it as well. A lot of blue beams of damage coming out from them. And it does look like they are able to find those key picks in the end and come up with that first point, though. There was only 10 seconds left on the clock. They'll have roughly 2.5 minutes here to push through point B. Throughout that massive stall, Nebula able to build up towards those mines, but not much else online here for the defense. They will be coming up on a Coalescence as well as Dragons, not too far behind that. They are going to make this aggressive stand up close. They burn down that shield. Rock comes out, but Muslim's able to get that fort up in time. No damage there. Nebula diving into the backline, finds the pick onto Junkrat. Trades his life in the process, but the rest of his team able to storm onto the objective. Now with that, Leon countering right back, finds himself a pick, is going to throw the Bob into the mix. Coalescence comes out from Astrantia as well as they look to push forward here. That Bob is positioned there on the back of Cart. Doesn't force Tryhardts too far back, and they throw down an Ant Matrix of their own. Curse able to fire through that and get himself a pick. Try to equalize this thing back. He's 86% towards a Deadeye, but we got Tyre coming out from the other side. Tyre finds the pick onto Moira. Mooselips goes down as well. No main heals, no main tank here for the defense. Can Tryhardts hold on without those big pillars of their composition? Nebula does not look dissuaded as he is just holding here in jail. Curse coming up big. Curse finds not one but two picks before getting taken down. Malone able to find that pick. Red's coming through onto one of those. Try to equalize this thing back. The advantage still in the favor of Astrantia here on the offense. The reinforcements starting to come through, though, as Slays finds himself a pick. And Astrantia not getting the kills up quick enough. They're giving those reinforcements time to get back in the battle. Now Slays is turning attention on to Baptiste in the backline. Forces out that lamp. The lamp is quickly whittled down and disposed of. But Fanatics on the other side. The Hanzo not looking to be outdone. Finds himself a pick onto Lancelot. So you have no more Ant Matrix here for the defense. Is it going to be enough? Coalescence comes out from Tryhardts as they're looking to hold here. Curse coming back on that Doomfist, finding success in the back line, finding that kill onto the Mercy, turns his attention onto the Orisa, finds that pick as well. Once again.
30 seconds remaining.
Once again, with just 30 seconds on the clock, the defense of Tryhardts coming through. They're able to stall this thing out long enough. Able to survive long enough despite the early picks coming through on Astrantia. They have one last push here. 10 seconds on the clock. Curse is in the backline trying to make something happen. Hits the Orisa when he was looking for one of the healers. And now Fnatic has his number. Storm Arrows come out, and that's a quick early pick coming up. Leon is swapped over to a Reaper, teleported up to that high ground, trying to make something happen here with that one-man advantage. They're going to go ahead and aggress onto the objective. Oh, but they lose their Sigma. That res comes up, though, so they're back at a full six-man roster. Lamp coming out from the other side, and Mooselips finds a very important pick. Mercy goes down. Leon goes down. Slays finding that pick. They do lose their Sigma. That's a big chunk of their shielding, a big chunk of their damage. But nevertheless, with the overtime wick of burning, Curse is going to find that pick onto Fnatic. The C is in their backline just wreaking havoc. Finds himself another pick onto the Moira. The Dragons come out. The overtime wick burns down. The win condition has been set for Tryhardts. They need only make it halfway through point B, and they will be moving on to the semifinals. Astrantia going onto the D, hoping to not let that happen, hoping to put up a good hold here, claw their way back into this thing, get rid of that goose egg, get that 0 off the board. In that vein, it does look like they are bringing us Orisa Sigma. They're going to have Hanzo and Torbjorn put the hurt down with Mercy and Moira keep the team alive. On the side of the offense, Tryhardts bringing us some Reinhardt Zarya here. Showing Slays on the Soldier. Of course, they still have 10 seconds to change their mind. Looks like they're bringing us Mercy Baptiste in the support roles.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend.
Gates are open. We are underway. Curse is going to opt for a Genji coming out here on that offense. So we'll get the Genji Soldier DPS duo. They're trying to muscle their way right up the gut here. Nothing fancy so far. Good lamp coming out early. They are going to take that down with a quickness. Curse dives into the back line with a bubble, but that bubble quickly gets whittled down, and the turret sitting there up on the elevator finds that kill. Mooselips tries to dive in the back line to help out with the aggression, but they just run into a hail of damage. Astrantia catches it perfectly. Holding strong so far here on the defense. No ultimates on the board just yet. You can see the DPS on the side of Astrantia have done some work here as they're building towards that Molten Core. Leon towards those dragons. Leon hopped up to that high ground, trying to find himself an angle. Hoping to put down the damage his team needs here to hold on. Trying to deal with the flanks. We got a few members of Tryhardts trying to take the off angle, but they get absolutely decimated. Fnatic and Leon pick that up perfectly. Meanwhile, on the front line, the tanks doing their jobs, finding the kills onto Tryhardts tanks. Both ends of Astrantia holding strong. The DPS winning their duels. The tanks holding their ground. This defense looking strong here so far. Just under 2 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. With that, the DPS on this defense have built up those ultimates. Molten Core and Dragons online, ready to go. Leon's going to go ahead and throw his Dragons out early, try to divide off the Reinhardt from the rest of his team. Good lamp comes out, allows him to back up, and they're going to throw Ant Matrix down on the side of the offense. Oh, but Leon wins the Dragon duel with his Shimada brother in that hallway. The Molten Core comes out on the side of the defense, and they find success. The members of Tryhardts running for their lives, sent back to spawn. Just under 2 minutes on the clock. We have both tank ultimates online now here for the defense, as well as Valkyrie. We got that Genji Blade as well as a Valkyrie of their own here for Tryhardts on the offense. Quick mic reset there. Curse going over the ceiling, trying to find himself something. There's nothing but a Torb up there. That's not a duel he wants to take just yet, but here comes the grab. There comes the blade. As he dives into the back line. Leon opened things up early, though, finding first blood. Tryhardts trying to dive in here. 5v4. As 2 more, make that 3 more kills coming through with a supercharger on the board. Fnatic coming up with a big hammer kill onto the Zarya. You'll love to see it. This defense standing tall, 60 seconds on the clock. Looks like just one more try for Tryhardts to make something happen here, and they've spent all their ultimates. It'll be the DPS on the side of the defense here that will have ultimates online first. 48 seconds. Can Tryhardts push this thing through despite their lack of ultimates? They're getting Orisa Sigma coming out. Early Ant Matrix does come out. Their one ult they had on board. Does look like the member of Astrantia able to dodge out of the way of that LOS. Now they're going to bounce right back and come out with some ultimates of their own. Slays coming up with a good early pick, though. Finds the kill on Leon, who is holding that Dragons. They are going to get that res off, and we're going to get a Molten Core spewing down from the top as it rains lava from above. Nevertheless, Curse finds that pick. 7 seconds on the clock. Oh, and he runs into a ton of damage just walking right over that lava. The floor is literally lava. Members of Tryhardts trying to pour onto the objective, but they are outmanned, outgunned. The supercharger doesn't last long, neither does the Orisa. Moira throwing down a coalescence in a desperation attempt as the overtime wick is a-burning. Will it buy the members of Tryhardts enough time to get their reinforcements back? No, it does not look like it will. Astrantia able to get that 0 off the board. Trying to bounce back here. It's a 2-1 match. We're headed to map 4.
Play of the game.
The Torbjorn pick doing work here on the defense for Astrantia as they put up a full hold, buy themselves another map. Will they continue this momentum and complete the reverse sweep? We'll find out when we return in just. We do have a couple subs coming through before we head into map 4. So we had Ataxia coming back in for Tryhardts in the support role. And then we have Agato coming in on the side of Astrantia there for Blackest Beast in the tank role.
Ready for battle.
I really like this map myself. We've got some great options for high ground, which gives you some good variety of compositions that can use. You know, you can utilize the tight chokes and the narrow walkways, bring a Ryan Zarya and kind of muscle this thing through in a deathball style fashion. Dive is certainly an option, though not as meta these days. You do have the high ground to work with. Astrantia looks like they're bringing us some double shield. So we have the Orisa Sigma coming in. They're going to put Leon back on that Hanzo. Fnatic sticking with the Torbjorn. This composition that worked for him on the defense so well there on Hollywood. They're bringing it right back on Dorado here, trying to continue this momentum. On the side of the offense, we're getting a little bit of a Bastion composition coming out here, folks. We got Curse on the Bastion. We're going to have the Orisa Sigma tank line to keep it alive and well. Mercy Bap with the heals there. Early Immortality Field coming out. You see the life bars of Astrantia were whittled down super low. But it is Psycho Malone coming up with first blood. Finding the kill onto that Bastion. They do get the res off. But Leon answers right back, finding the kill onto that Sigma as well. Just raining arrows from that high ground as the members of Tryhardts try to push this thing through. Now Astrantia are going to collapse down onto him. Fnatic finds that kill. They are just surrounded. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Who knows where to even look? Even the Bastion cannot get enough damage down before he is taken out. And this assault is sent back to spawn. Tryhardts going back looking for another answer here on Dorado. Minute already eaten off the clock. Leon's got some dragons online and ready to go. On the side of the offense, it looks like Curse making a swap over to that Pharah. Trying to control some space here, make sure they have control of this high ground. Don't let them get surrounded again. They're looking to push over. You do have an Amp Matrix coming online here for the offense as well. That's going to come out directly. He got stunned, but he does look like he managed to get the ultimate off. Nevertheless, we have one come out from the other side, and Fnatic is picking up first blood. Curse does find the kill onto some equipment, but that is about it so far coming out of the skies. Good halt coming out. Didn't see much follow-up on that one. You can see Curse has got himself positioned right above him now. Does find a kill onto Leon, but they do find that res. Forcing that lamp out. Lamp is now gone and used. Valkyrie coming out on the side of the defense. And Venus able to win the battle in the skies with the Valkyrie. Finds the kill onto the Pharah. We Dragons coming out across the point, and we have Supercharger coming out in response on the side of the defense as they look to push forward here. A lot of ultimate spent. They're just running right into some Molten Core here. In the end, it is the defense holding strong. Supercharger invested as well as that Molten Core. They utilize these ultimates, come up with some big picks. Juicy finding the all-important pick onto the Orisa. And the defense standing tall here on the side of Astrantia. Just 90 seconds left on the clock. Good news for Tryhardts. They do have a few ultimates online. Coming up on a couple more. You got the Barrage and the Supercharger in their pocket. Flux and Amp Matrix not far behind. Curse trying to loop around. Does have a turret waiting for him in that courtyard. Does manage to find that pick. Supercharger comes out as Tryhardts looking to aggress in. He eats a shot coming out of Leon. We have Amp Matrix coming out on the other side to try to counterpunch back on the side of the defense. Curse is dropping right above. He's going to throw that Barrage down. Barrage finds one, finds two, finds three before Fnatic is finally able to pick him out of the skies. But the damage has been done. Mooslip's able to pick up a kill on that Orisa. They're going to res Cursed as their lone lost member is brought back into the battle here. Tryhardts finally finding some momentum on point A and pushing this thing right on in. They're going to go ahead and try to claim some space here on Streets phase as they get that point on the board. 3 minutes total on the clock to push through point B. They do have Slays with those dragons. They do still have that Flux online as well. There's Astrantia just holding back behind that corner, holding under the archway.
It's high noon.
Astrantia trying to complete their reverse sweep. So they were down 2-0 after the half, but managed to put up a big full hold on Hollywood. Now they're going on the offense here. Let me get my icons fixed for you. Hoping they can match the 3 points on the board set by Tryhardts, keep themselves in this thing, and send us to a map 5. In that vein, they are bringing us some Orisa Sigma as well as double sniper. Slays staying on a Hanzo of his own, cursed on that McCree with the Orisa Sigma out of the side of the defense as well. Leon opening things up, finds a good pick, but they are going to get that res off. Fnatic on this rooftop trying to keep that pressure on. Nothing but a Sigma shield in his way, and he's going to eat an arrow there from Slays. Slays backing off, not going to pursue that kill. Oh, but Juicy chipped down super low. As they're trying to turn this corner, trying to make something happen here. Looks like Curse going up for the off angle. Maybe put some damage down through the window. Yeah, he's going to try to take this off angle down. See if he can find a pick onto a support, onto that backline perhaps. Fnatic's going to jump up there with a Mercy pocket though. Oh, but despite the pocket, it doesn't matter. Curse finds the pick onto the Mercy. Said, fine, you're going to bring a healer. I'll shoot the healer in the face. Now Fnatic's forced to jump back down. Curse trying to find that kill. Leon going to try to come up there and help his counterpart. And Fnatic drops down and finds a kill. What a crazy turn of events here for the DPS on the side of Astrantia. As they look to push this thing in. Lancelot manages to find the pick onto Fnatic's though. Nevertheless, Coalescence comes out on the offense and Astrantia pushing this thing home. Just the Hanzo and the Mercy left in the backfield. Juicy not letting any of that happen. Coming up with 2 big exit picks. trying to chase the Mercy down. In the end, they are going to take this cart to its resting place, and they will have over 5 minutes on the clock. Keep this thing rolling. Pushing into point B here. Leon does have some dragons online and ready to go. Gato-san eats a bunch of damage as Curse was on the off angle, was sitting behind him on those stairs and just eating up that flank. Now they are going to get that res off, but that is a big message sent from Curse here on this McCree. Looks like he's circling back around and trying to do it again. Meanwhile, on the front line, shields breaking, dragons coming out, but a nice lamp coming out from a taxi to keep most of his team topped off, and Curse does indeed circle back around, drop that Deadeye, finds himself a pick onto the Mercy. Astrantia on the attack here, not dissuaded, continues to push forward. Leon finds himself a pick onto the counterpart, throws down some Storm Arrows, finds a pick onto Cursed. Sigma down to just one, able to find a little bit of health off of that grasp and a little bit of health from the Mercy. In the end, it's not enough. Now a headshot from Leon, putting the Orisa back. Moose Lips tried to run up here, see if he can make something happen. Immediately eats an arrow into the face, chip down below half damage, and Leon throws some dragons down as well, just to make sure they don't have any thoughts of coming out and contesting. And with over 5 minutes on the clock, they will pick up that second point. We are getting Supercharger coming out from the defense. Or excuse me, from the offense. Coalescence comes out as well, and 2 quick picks make that 3 quick picks coming through. Gato-san follows up with a 4th, and they are in full control here. And by they, I mean Astrantia, the offense on full control here. They are pushing into point C. They have Gravitic Flux. They've got Supercharger online and ready to go. On the side of the defense, they have a Flux as well, some Dragons, and an Imp Matrix. Tryhardts have the tools here to hold. Can they make it happen? Nebula open things up with first pick. Dragons coming out from the defense as well. Second pick coming through. But Fnatic found himself into the backline. Found the kill onto that Hanzo. Nevertheless, they are another man down. Fnatic doing his best to try to bounce this thing back as he picks up a second kill. But I don't think it's going to be enough. He is the last one standing. He will get sent back to spawn. He was able to build up majority of the way towards that Meteor Strike. But Tryhardts able to hold on here on point C, get their feet planted for now. They do have Amp Matrix online, ready to go. Coming up on a Valkyrie as well. On the side of the offense, Astrantia has that Meteor Strike in their pocket as well as both of their tank ultimates. They're looking to path around through this high ground here, coming through the top side. Good set of Storm Arrows coming out, but Curse trying to jump into the back line, see if he can disrupt things. Doesn't quite find anything, and Fnatic responds, throws down a Meteor Strike of his own. And he is going to land true. Leon jumps down and finds the kill on the Cursed as well. 2-man advantage here for Astrantia as they're looking to push in. They're going to drop Supercharger and just storm over Moose Lips. Never stood a chance against the all-out aggression coming out from Astrantia. Now they're going to throw Coalescence and Dragons into the mix. Everything in the kitchen sink coming out. Have they invested too much too soon? Dragons coming out from the defense here as Tryhardts looking to push back into this thing, and the Dragons find two. They did indeed invest too much too soon. They didn't leave enough ultimates in the bank to push this thing home. Slays follows up with a great set of Storm Arrows onto his counterpart, turns his attention onto Juicy. Big 4K coming through from Slays to hold. Get his team planted and get his team right back into this thing. Not only did they win the team fight, they did it using minimal ultimates and have gone up in this ult economy. Astrantia throwing everything in the kitchen sink into that and looked good early. But they did not stay on top of it. They did not save enough for the final push. Slay's able to come out with a great Dragons, find 2 picks, and then comes out of the gate swinging, or should I say shooting. Now Cursed goes down early here, falls to the hands of Fnatic on that Torbjorn, putting his team at a 1-man disadvantage on the defense. Supercharger comes out from Tryhardts. Amp Matrix as well. But it is Juicy coming up with another blow. That's going to be a 2-man advantage, and then Fnatic just positioned over the top here. Just raining damage down into him. They are able to throw a lamp out and get that res up onto Leon. I'm sorry, and get a kill onto Leon, but the res does come out on the side of the offense. And Astrantia not dissuaded, looking to push in here. Coalescence and Valk both being used as we speak. trying to turn their attention on that front line. Oh, but they got to deal with Cursed, who's jumping into the back. He was trying to find something, wasn't able to find much. He was scared off by Fnatic on that Torbjorn. Here he goes back in for round 2, but Fnatic comes with a big pick. Astrantia answers right back, and Cursed finding gold this time with the big punch onto that Moira. And Slays winning the duel with his counterpart, Hanzo. And the defense holding strong here. Tryhardts have already managed to whittle the clock down to where they have the stronger time bank. Can they hold on here even further and close this thing out right here and now? Cursed into the back line there. Almost found himself a good punch. Somehow, some way, Malone able to survive that. And now Cursed found himself once again in an awkward position in the back line. Goes down early. We can see why he went down so quickly the first engagement. Once again, though, Slays Dragons online and ready to go already. You see the amount of work he put in there at the end of that last fight. He's going to go and throw them in early, divide that team off, and we're going to get Matrix come out as well. Nice headshot comes out of Slays, finds the Baptiste on the high ground, denies any more of those lamps coming out. Oh, and then manages to win the close-up duel against the Reaper. What a difficult duel indeed. He does jump himself right onto the Molten Core of Fnatic. And on the front line, it looks like they are running out of resources here. Ant Matrix comes out from Cursed. But Juicy coming up with the picks. Grugovitic Flux comes out from the defense as Tryhardts trying to hold on here. That is going to finally pick off Juicy. But he has done quite a bit of damage here. Torb still standing. Oh, I spoke too soon. Torb goes down. That Reaper coming back in. The rest comes out onto the Sigma, onto the objective here. Both tanks with the Mercy and the Reaper on point here for Astrantia. Overtime Wick is a burning. Leon coming up on a Death Blossom. Can he survive long enough to use it? Mooslip's going to get a big pick onto the Orisa. That shield is going to go down, and with that, a bunch of their sustain. They try to turn their attention onto the Mercy. The Mercy drops, and then not far behind that is the Sigma. Leon is going to fall. Oh, with Death Blossom in his pocket. That could have been the defining factor here. Instead, he's back to spawn with it, and Tryhardts are going to hold. They will take the match 3-1. They will be moving on to face C4 in our semifinals match tomorrow. Woo! I am out of breath, friends. That was an outstanding final fight. Huge effort coming up from both sides. In the end, Tryhardts able to hold strong. Big plays coming out of Slays on that Hanzo. Your final score, Tryhardts 3, Astrantia 1. Y'all remember to look out for each other in game and out. As always, have a great night.